Let's understand what is product management. Today, we're going to cover what is product management, what are the roles in product management, and what is product management process maturity. So let's dive deeper. Product management is taking the product through a cycle of ideation, development, deployment, marketing, customer feedback, and repeat in order to maximize the value customers can derive within the business constraints. So effectively, and when you're taking the product from introduction, growth, maturity, decline stages, effectively what you're doing is you're going through this process of 5D: discovery, development, deployment, distribution, and do it all over again for each of these phases multiple times, so that the product is taken through all the stages. Let's just go slightly deeper into this 5D process. How does it look like? Well, you start with the discovery of the problem space. What exactly is the problem? Who is getting affected? What is the pain point? Then you develop a hypothesis around it. You run the validation, you develop the product, and you test the case. Once that case has been tested and everything is good, then you move on to the next stage, which is of deployment. Where you deploy the product and you measure the feedback. Then you distribute the product across the channels and measure the efficacy of it. And finally, you repeat the entire cycle. That's effectively the product process of development. And you do this multiple times. This is not a single circle. You can think of as a helix. And all the decisions that you take in product management are effectively revolving around the value that you're going to provide for the customers. Okay. And what makes this very tricky? Well, let me illustrate. So Facebook makes money by selling ads. Ads are fundamentally poor experience for users since they interrupt the users. Delightful experience for users would be a newsfeed devoid of ads and promotional material. Who wants to see the 10 millionth cat video from a random stranger after all, right? But on this end of spectrum, Facebook won't be able to make any money and will have to shut down. This is where the art of product management truly shines. It balances the two conflicting priorities in order to maximize the value that users can derive. Simple enough? Let me add another variable in this mix. We are just users of Facebook. Folks who pay to publish ads on Facebook are the real customers of Facebook. Now, how to balance the demands of these two sets of users, content consumers versus ad publishers, is the kind of problems that product management tries to solve. Product management requires a broad set of skills, as diverse as market research, to UX, to branding, to technical jobs, in order to deliver the core responsibility. Building a product that maximizes revenue, market share, and profit margins by maximizing the value users can derive. This focus on user experience is embedded in the origins of product management. As you can see, business roadmap, the priorities which corresponds to portfolio management, the epics and features which go into agile delivery, lean delivery, and so on. All of them ultimately fall back onto product management. So you need to be jack of all trades effectively. Let me just take you back a little bit. So product management role traces back its origins to a memo written by Neil McElroy back in 1931. Yeah, 1931. So Neil McElroy wrote an 800-word long memo when he was at P&G in order to get two new hires. He described this new role as brand managers, who will be absolutely responsible for a brand end to end, from tracking sales to product definition to promotions. Not only he got his two hires, but he also set the direction for a customer-centric role, which will evolve into product management. It is fascinating to read about how Neil's thoughts influenced and built Hewlett Packard as well. There are a couple of really good articles on this, and I don't want to reinvent the wheel, so I'll just add their links in the notes of this lecture. Please do read them. Please do read them. It's pretty fascinating. So now that we have a better sense of product management, let's understand what are the roles in product management. So when I first heard the term product management and the attached responsibilities, My first reaction was, where will I find a single individual who possesses all these diverse skill sets? And if at all I will find someone so capable, he will be insanely expensive. Well, turns out product management evolved quickly into diverse set of roles, and that are bundles of various skill sets. Only one of them happens to be product manager, which we will discuss in the next topic, and is pretty much the subject of this entire course. In this topic, I'll take you through the various roles that emerged within the domain of product management. So, product manager typically owns the business strategy, design, and engineering skill sets. This role has a lot of overlap with other roles like product marketing, but the aspect that makes product manager role stand out is the responsibility and accountability for the success of product is attributed to the product manager. So in the product management domain, effectively all of these things come together, but specifically the strategic and the engineering angle where the value definition, the UX design and the project management kind of becomes a has become the core stay or core anchor of a product manager. Product manager typically owns the business strategy, design, and engineering skill. So you can see a typical product manager would fall in this yellow circle. A product marketer would fall into the strategy and marketing role, while sales and technical TPM or a technical product champion would fall somewhere in the green line. So this diagram succinctly shows the various deliverables and tasks that belong to product management. If certain terms are alien to you, don't fret, we will be covering them very soon. So each of the corners defines a focused specialty of the profession. Shown in the first triangle, the technically focused PM is aptly called a technical PM. The marketing corner focused PM is tactical product manager, and the strategy corner is a product strategist. In the field, the technical PM role is common. The product strategist role may exist for very large corporations, which warrants a highly focused individual. And the tactical product marketing role may be generalized to a pure marketing role like a marketing specialist or marketing manager. So technical strategy, the product owner. The right edge is defined as by the technical and strategy corners. Product management is best known for this edge of the triangle. This edge is agile development's definition of a product owner. On this edge, the PM focuses on defining the overall product, details, working mechanisms, defines user stories and cases, how will a user use a feature, for example, and guides the development team of scientists, engineers, or programmers. This role owns the responsibility of defining up the product, features, and evolution. Toward the strategic end of the product, towards the strategic end, the product owner works to define the future migration path, new features, modules, and add-ons, and is responsible for both the short and long-term future roadmap of the product or the service that he is working on. As shown on the PM triangle, titles such as strategic product manager, roadmap architect, and technical strategist help define the product owner edge. Technical marketing or the TPM. Well, our second bottom edge is straddled by marketing and technical domains. For these roles, as a PM is called to both deliver on driving the technical product definition and guide the development teams for the short and immediate term product evolution, and drive the product focused marketing needed to launch. This helps in selling the product in the market. Success on this edge, the marketing edge, is particularly challenging given the needs to balance sales efforts, the business needs of driving the product's market presence, and the technical needs of leading the development efforts. In practice, technical product marketers both engage the technical teams and must be aware of all the detailed technical features and workings of the product. And they must also be business savvy to drive marketing effects after all. A lot of times, the TPMs or the technical product marketers or managers, they need to engage clients directly on sales calls, product demonstrations, and new product definitions. In most firms, this person is perceived as the ultimate product expert. Technical product marketers are often called product marketing, technical market planning, and often just product management. Our final edge defines the product-centric marketing strategy roles. This edge involves defining the business plan for the product services, which is the 4P, the go-to marketing, the GTM plan, buying personas, launch planning, market-facing roadmap, defining the customer buying journey, selling strategy, sales enablement, product focus, marketing plan, ownership of driving the overall business of the product, category, or service. So a lot of things. Success on this edge depends on targeting the right markets for the product, focusing in the sales and marketing efforts on the right markets, and making the buyer journey as easy and intuitive as possible for the client. This edge of getting and selling the product to the market successfully is the core essence of business. Unlike pure tactical product marketing, which is content focused, this edge adds broader business considerations and involves creating the marketing strategy for how to bring a target market through the marketing and sales model stages, from awareness to purchase and advocacy. As shown on the PM triangle, titles on this edge include digital product marketing, category management, business management, and strategy product marketing. So a complete view of the PM triangle is this final diagram. The various roles defining the concentration of each role against each of these three edges. We should be able to reduce some of the role confusion experience in this field, hopefully by looking at all of this. But effectively, a lot of times, a standard product manager or the broader term of product manager kind of covers all of these three things depending on where he is and what kind of organization he is in. You can expect this level of clarity between the different roles, and having all these roles would happen only in very, very large companies. In typically smaller companies, a product manager will constantly shift from a TPM to a product marketing role to a product strategist role. He has to do everything. This is a very interesting diagram, which is called 5 buckets of product management, where essentially the different roles of product management are put in this 5 buckets. Either you have to synthesize, you have to prioritize, you have to influence, you have to have business acumen, or you have to have domain knowledge. A very interesting description of this is included in the link for this slide. Please have a look. I do not want to repeat the reinvent the entire wheel. Please go through the link that is given in the slide. I think this is a fantastic explanation of what a product manager role entails. Now let's understand what is a product management process maturity. Well, product management and product marketing maturity scale explains that if you draw an XY axis with customer satisfaction against profits, typically in the very early stages of a startup or a company, a lot of things will be ad hoc. There will be no product process, the roles will not be defined, and a lot of things that you'll be doing will be reactive and fire drill driven. You'll be dousing fires again and again. Most likely the people involved have not been trained and the company does not value the role itself. As the product evolves, some of these things get partially defined. The roles are a little more clearer. Still there is some ambiguity, but their roles are getting better and the definition is getting better. They're still tactical and not very strategic, and some may have minimal training, and finally company somewhat values role because finally they're able to see the product taking shape. And finally, you get to a point as the profits increase and the customer satisfaction increases, you get to a point where it is optimized, where it's a clear functional product process, the role and decision making clarity, the product leaders are strategic leaders, and they're fully trained and they're competent, and the company highly values the role. Now, when you come across these product management job roles in different companies, it's worthwhile to understand where does the product process lie in this company, which will help you actually understand should you jump in or should you not jump in. For example, a senior product manager or somebody with a lot of experience can add a lot of value in a new startup, because in the startup there'll be a lot of fire driven or reactive process, and with his experience he will be able to add a lot of structure to the entire process, and hence taking the customer satisfaction and the profits to the up and right. And what maturity looks like? Well, a traditional product management versus a best in class product management. Uh, I'm sorry. Well, the orientation is much more customer segments oriented and markets oriented when it comes to the better product managers. The scope is end to end customer experience and not very specific. The accountability is full for typically for the entire P&L and sharing gain or sharing the or owning the market. Typically, the people who will be in the best in class segment, they will be agile, they will leverage design thinking, and they will have leadership across the functions. That's how they would like to work. And finally, they will have domain expertise, strategic vision, and leadership among the peers. And they will lead with influence, not with authority. To conclude, product management is a fantastic field and very satisfying field where you get to own the entire product, the core value that a customer is going to get from this entire company. You are able to work across the functions, and you will be the product champ and the expert for each of these domains, whether it's sales, whether it's finance, whether it's operations, whether it's customer facing. It's a fantastic job. I will recommend that you reflect upon the role triangle that I explained, and try to identify where exactly do you fall, and that will help you later stages when you actually start applying for jobs, to know where should you apply and which kind of roles will work best for you. That's it. Take care.